Test, test. Test, test. Test, test. That's better. Okay. Let's get right here. Okay. Music. Orchards. That's not the right orchards, I think. Hang on, I might have bungled the bitrate somewhere. Okay. Okay, and I've got the wrong headphones on because I can't hear myself think right. Goes over there. Okay, so what we have here is bookshelf by design. I'll go take a look at it in context. The idea was to hold the Raspberry Pi and a control board in place. This whole pattern ended up being wrong, which figures. I don't know why I didn't match it to the model. I took the measurements from I think from the documentation for the board, which, like, hard to tell, but doesn't match up. Oh well. So I'm gonna fix that for sure, and then I'm gonna tweak it, and I think I want to make this whole section be like a whole hinged cover, which is much more similar to the issue enclosure V2. Yeah, so have a hinge at the back here. I think that'll make that a lot more, make it more better, you know. So let's just hop into it. I think the first step is probably going to be coming back and looking at this surface and starting with adjusting this extrude. And I'm going to want to, let's make these guys construction. Let's see if I can't get a nice, cool. I can make this guy construction too. And that's going to break like a bajillion things. Okay, so that 10mm doesn't like measure at that point, but this is going to be the back edge, so fix that. Bring this guy over here. Whoops, where's my trim? Make that vertical and then tangential. That way it fully constrain all that fun stuff. Okay, wiring cutout. It's still throwing a fit. That seems like the sort of thing I should define from from the origin, but it's really from this back edge here, so I'm kind of expecting to have to fix that a whole bunch of times. Side effects of not using proper skeleton construction techniques. Maybe I want to like bring that edge down and sort of grab on the back side. Nah, doesn't need it. Okay, that's just throwing an error for no reason. Hang on, no it's not. It could be... Nope, it is just throwing a fit. Okay. So this electronic sketch... Bring this edge in to be coincident with the interior edge it was coincident with before. So what do we got? Mounting boss features. Oh. Yeah, let's go take a look at that. It's a whole bunch of stuff's gonna break. That's fine. If I'm looking at it now. Hang on. Eyes. Switch to view. So I'm gonna disassemble this guy. And the way that I have these fasteners in here, it's a whole bunch of. You can see where I've got the different sort of captive nuts, but the only ones I have right now are this guy up here, and I think this one right here. So I'm gonna move this guy from up here over to here, and that way I can do a little bit more sort of in situ verification. I may have set those to close fit rather than normal. Now I got my fasteners in place where I want them, and the hole isn't quite. Some of the holes are still out of line. You can hang on. Some of the holes are still a little out of line, but only marginally. Maybe I will leave those, but I think I would like to tweak them a little bit. So, because you can definitely tell in this view that's corresponds pretty well, and then it probably corresponds pretty well down there too. So let's fix those based on the reference from this model. First I need to know how I'm doing it over in the electronics reference. Oh my god, I forgot the garbage sketch. Ugh. Wow. I think this was all stuff I was using to control where that heat sink's gonna go. So 38.2 from the left edge, and I need to verify that against 2.12. Whoops, it's not accessible. Oh, because this guy's. Oh, because I'm editing this. Oh, hey Noel. Yeah, sorry I haven't gotten back to you and Mike. I ran into some issues with creating the LLC. A domain got sniped out from under me, so I'm currently in the process of renaming it and fixing that. It's on the docket. I just things to do, unfortunately. Oh boy, errors. Okay, so those holes look all right. I think. If I do, oops, not max, center. That says 3mm. That's weird. Don't like that. How about this guy? Well, we can look at the left-right distance between these guys. 34.9. This is probably a little more than that. Yeah, so come over here. And I'm gonna just kind of wing it in there and bring it in there a little bit tighter so it fits right. It looks like it's close to 1mm off, but I'm just gonna correct it by 1mm, I think. Whoops. See, 38.2. Let's just do 37. That should bring it inboard enough. And this guy over here, it's probably close to 3mm in the upper right edge. It's not perfect, but it's better. So, lid features. This is where things are going to get all sorts of screwy, because I have to... I'm going to go... Did I open up the PSU enclosure already? I did. Okay. So, I did this with kind of a weird double hinge cut dealio. That looks like... I guess I did 8mm thickness on this. Looks like I didn't have my 2mm tolerance that I have now. Oops. So we should go up into hinge. No, not hinge. Extruded cut. We're gonna come here from the top plane. Let's say. I think I'm gonna stick with 8mm just because it's nice. That's what I'm already using. So we will do a quick convert entities on that face. Get rid of all those extra ones. It's good. I'm gonna have to end up sharing this feature, but that's fine. So then we'll do this sketch. With it selected, you can do extruded cut. And offset. 8mm, or no, I need to go 16s, because that'll get us underneath. And then let's go set from surface, from this surface. Let's see if that comes out right. Yeah, there we go. Nice. I want to say I did that with a linear pattern over on this guy, but yeah, door and hinge features. I'm still going to call it the lid on the other one, because otherwise I have a whole bunch of parts named... multiple parts named doors. Just feels like a bad idea. So, hinge hole pattern. I did do it with a pattern. That's weird. I don't know why I would do that. Let's go take a look at that. So I did this with a hole cut down here. Okay, so I spec'd all my stuff. And then I just linear patterned it up. Why did I do that? That's such a terrible construction method. Double vision. On the final part, I think I leave that flat in there, which is a little weird, but it's not that bad. I think it's fine to stay for now, anyway. This position, so hard to... Underside here, I got a little fillet in there. I get the feeling I'm just going to kind of end up doing a really lazy... Yeah, okay, let's come over here and do this the lazy way. Bald cut. Oh, did I make that the origin now? How did I... What plane was I doing that on? Oh, I did it with a hole wizard. Okay, no, that's almost sane, even. So we'll do that again. I don't know why I did a linear pattern last time, because you can do this with with a single 3D sketch instead if you do it on two faces. So we're gonna do that this time. I'm gonna end up ignoring most of these and using custom values. Blind up to next. 3D sketch. Nice. That'll work just fine. I think what I ended up doing with the lid was okay, so I extruded that whole body. And then I duplicated it. And then I subtracted it to make the hinges. And then I cut a whole bunch out of it to make clearance. And I just... Oh, I did do a face offset in there. How big was it? 0.1 looks like. Normally I do 0.2 now, because that works a little better. It's a good standard on one of your faces to just do a 0.1 offset, and that, or on one of your faces do a 0.2, or if you're going to do on both faces, do it at a 0.1 offset, so that you've got 0.2 radially or normally your surface for your interface, and that just tends to work nicely for at least tolerances on my 3D printer. So that looks okay. In fact, I think that's even enough. So we'll call this is, I think this was top hinge cut. Call this guy down here the bottom hinge cut. This will be the hinge holes. Seems alright. We'll just move those all so that they're onto the on your mounting boss, and then we can come start working on lid features. Oh, and I did this as a thin extrude. Nuts. That was pretty lazy of me. Oops, did I delete that hole? Oh, I see how I did that. That's much worse than I thought. I'm gonna have to break this feature, and it's gonna break a whole bunch of things. Alas. Okay. Lid face clearance and the snap extrude combined. I think that's not going to cause too many problems. Actually, what if I just left it? Because I want all those lid features, so they have to stay there. So if I just make this collinear, I can just pick up all my points. Coincident. I should be doing this in plane. Get back here and do Alt D. That'll get all those. It's still going to complain because it's going from a face that no longer exists. What are you still complaining about? You know, it keeps doing this. Maybe this is just a weird bug in 2020. Oh, couldn't find face or plane. That'll do it. I'm going to start with this plane over here. It's not really good practice, but I think we're well past unable to extrude up. What do you mean unable to extrude? Oh, the normal's in a different direction. It's trying to extrude in the wrong direction. When I picked this face, it decided it was going to... Yeah, there we go. So we've got... You can see right here that it's putting the thin feature on the wrong side, so we'll flip that. And then from this perspective, you can see that it wants to go this way, but also not right, so we'll just flip those around. Now I got a solid body again. We got the lid face clearance, so we want to go before that. Extruded boss. I'm gonna go, I think the top plane is at the bottom, so I can extrude from this face. Just kind of do a quick and dirty. We can just do some conversions here, like a lazy person would. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to extrude through all, do not merge. Actually, do merge, but only with this guy. Yeah, okay. That looks alright. Yeah, this is going to end up being a mirror of this structure back here. So now that we've got that, we can do... I think I'm going to save the clearance for last, so... Primary, lid, thin extrude, lid, side and hinge extrude. Always name your features, makes it so much nicer to work with later. Got messages. I suppose I should check them. Oh, I did it up to body. That's a little weird. Because then just move copy bodies, just that guy, just a copy, and fine. Hang on, why did I copy the bodies? What was the purpose of that? Hinge hole pattern. Okay, I need to do a part review. Part reviewer. Fantastic tool, by the way, part reviewer. It makes it really handy to deal with stupid stuff like this. So, we got our hinge hole pattern. We do our lid extrude. We copy the body. So we now have two identical bodies. No! Oh, I see what I did. I copied the wrong body. I don't want to copy the lid, I want to copy the base, and then when I do a combine, I can subtract from this body the body I duplicated, which is the duplicated base, and then if I hide my base, I have the start of a hinge. So then I can just do... Let's do extruded cut from this well, yeah, from that surface. Because I don't like that face in there. And I'm kind of curious how I got rid of it before, because it looks like it was a mess. Oh! I just drew my hinge right the first time when I did that one. I think it's on the sketch. Okay. So we want to extend our hinge entity, or our hinge edge, over here, and get rid of these two guys. And that doesn't solve my problem. Nuts. Would you forget the things I left in your mouth? Don't you forget. Okay, so I still have... Oh, just hiding the base body. How does... Oh, I see what it is. That right in there. So if I... Oh, man. This is going to end up being a little bit greasy. Trim these two guys over here. Make sure that that's not doing anything stupid. See what that breaks, because I bet it breaks a whole bunch of things. Okay. So an edge disappeared for that guy. That's fine. We can just capture those two. Nope. Still doesn't like me. This is really bad practice. Oh, man. Okay. Get this hinge cut up here. I don't know why that's throwing a fit. Did I accidentally make Did I accidentally make multiple contours here? That seems to have fixed most of it. I guess it was just two edges were popping up and it really didn't like that. And now it's throwing errors because... yeah, really doesn't like the way that I've gone about this, does it? Okay, so face is gone again. I'm gonna pick this face, which is bad practice. It's gonna force me to switch, because this is gonna try and go the other way again, so I have to invert my two directions again. But now we can come down here, fix the hinge extrude. Nuts. Not good. Maybe I should... let's see, this, so... okay, so we're gonna pick this sketch plane so that we can not throw away all that stuff that I just drew. And the inversion's probably going to stick around, but that'll put this sketch back on the right side. No, it'll bungle even more. Okay. Jesus. This is real bad. But we could do some quick converts here. Vertical. And then if we come back into the body move copy, then face clearance. Okay. So here's where I'm gonna... oh man. It gets a little hairy here. It's like, where do you want to put your clearances? Do you want to make sure that everything plays nice? And I realized now that I did this hinge extrude wrong again the second time. So we'll fix that. Boink. And I have to switch to trim. Okay, but before we do the clearance, we need to clear all that gunk out. So we'll do hide the base, extrude cut from this plane. We'll just or not offset. No, thank you. Just convert. We can come down to do an offset from surface from this guy. 8 mils. There we go. There's our hinge. Most of it, anyway. So. And now I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking on, whoops, on where I've got my clearances. So I've got clearances against that interface, which is good. I want all of those. Good to have all of those. And it won't let me select through the solid body, so we're gonna have to hide this guy. And that should give me clearance on those faces. And that'll make the hinge a little smoother, basically. Sincerely overwhelmed, you think you do, but you don't hide it well. Sincerely overwhelmed, you think you do, but you don't hide it well. Alright, how are we looking? I'm kind of curious what I did under that hinge feature, because I wonder if the electronics cutouts will still work. Kinda. Some of them worked. I bet they're just throwing a fit. How about auto select? Nope. That. That's not gonna fly. Okay. So we need to go up after the solid face clearance. That's not true. That's the biggest lie I told you, and I told it to you. Sincerely, well, you think you do, but you don't hide it well. Love this song. I'm thinking I want to put like a fillet in there too. Sincerely overwhelmed, you think you do, you don't hide it well. Sincerely overwhelmed, you think you do, but you don't hide it well. So I'll just trim out the cruft here. It's kind of weird to do these fillets in here, but since I really do want them, they're not critical, but it's sort of final shape, I'm okay with using them in this particular instance. You won't buy, but now I take it in my stride. Okay, so that's going to be like 18 millimeters, so this has to be a pretty considerable chunk of that. Do like 15. One of a kind. Let's do up to surface. Yeah, check out when you see. I do want to merge, but only with this guy. Up to surface, probably in a good spot. And I'm gonna be real messy here and just delete that face. Oh, come on, delete the fill. Delete the patch. Nope, just whiffed that face, didn't it? I mean, this is basically what a delete face and patch does, is it converts the entities in the faces you select and pushes them back and to get rid of everything. But up to next. Yeah, that looks nice. I wonder if that's what I did over here. I bet it isn't. Yeah, I made it hard-edged. Actually, I should leave this hard-edged. If I'm doing hard-edged on this one, I like to have some sort of, a little bit of consistency, for consistency's sake. So we'll do that. make a note. Yeah, okay, it's a little closer. Ooh, I'm missing some faces in here. Yeah, slid face clearance. I need to hide the main body for this. Yeah, cool. So if I come back and look at it now, we should have plenty of clearance in there. And we're not going to run into that fastener, which is great. Now, the tricky part. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I think I can shrink this a little bit. And get some meat back there. I can bring that down to like 10. And that puts that at 17 millimeters, which is... I think that's going to be enough. But I could also, when I'm defining this face the first time, the bottom hinge cut, I can bring this down to like 2 millimeters, and that'll move that whole hinge surface down. And then this guy can shrink up to probably 6. Actually, I know a better way to define that. If I come up to this sketch, instead of defining this distance, I don't really have to guess as much if I do, say, 12. And make it just exactly as tight as I can get it, no tighter, which is just what I want. So this sketch is probably complaining about a missing plane. It is. I'll pick the new faces that all these features are going to sit on. I bet it's just... Oh no, it's still got its... I bet it was looking for the old body is what it was doing. It wasn't. Could not find end face. Just by side axis cutout. There's no reason why it should be failing. Beats me. Ugh. So the face looks fine. What if I just do through all? Oh my god, then it works. That's not great. Really shouldn't use the through all feature there. It just isn't very safe. Oh, what? Could not find end face. Alright, fine. Through all. That's what you're gonna do. Okay. Here's where it's gonna get really messy, because I have to match... I have to fit all the fan features into this, which is gonna get messy. Nuts. Maybe I want to leave this as a hard edge. Yeah, let's do that. So let's come up. I think it was. I gotta rename all these. Okay, so main body duplicate for combine. Combine hinges on lids. That cut extrudes. Lid hinge clearance. That face clearance. That hinge is still there. That's word message. Edge. Hinge axis speed. That's what it is. It's the hinge axis speed. I think that delete face doesn't actually do anything, so we can get rid of it. What do you mean? Why are you complaining now? Oh, because it was just a delete patch. That's dumb. There we go. Convert entities. Yeah, quit your whining. Yeah, I'm not even gonna need that feature eventually anyway, so. Go away. I don't want you. I don't want you or your kind making my horrible modeling decisions. Let's come back up to this guy, and I'm gonna backtrack on add an edge up here so I can just use extensions. And then trim all the excess. And then when I come down, or actually I'll do on a mounting boss. Go to the hinge. Oh, that's actually the top hinge cut. Whoops. ASDF. Oh wait, is that the what? Oh, I did them in the reverse order of what I thought. Okay, that is the bottom hinge cut. Oops. So we're gonna do something like that, dealy bop. And we can make that eccentric. Then if we trim this guy, what are you coincident with? Oh, you're just coincident with that one. Okay. Okay, it's saying, oh, I can be any size now. But you can't. You can't be any size. You can be only the size that I tell you to be. And that leaves us with a nice cutout on the backside. Ah, that's stupid. I'm just gonna cut down to that face. Up to surface. That looks just fine. I don't know why I thought I needed more meat on it. Because I keep picking this corner over here, it keeps throwing a fit at me whenever I change it, so I'm gonna change that guy to back there. I'll pick this face now, because we're just going nuts and doing all sorts of terrible modeling practices. Uh-oh. Hang on. Why is it still saying there's an error? How rude. I bet it's something to do with the sketch plane. Nope. Ooh. Maybe I've got a... Oh, there we go. It's got a coincident with an edge that no longer exists. Actually, I don't want that coincident with that, because that edge keeps changing every time I look at this funny. So I'm just going to make this edge tangent to that, which means it'll always be my wall thickness, because that hinge diameter is not changing. Not great, but better than it was. Okay, so we got our axis meat in here. Yeah. So this lid face clearance, this is lid face clearances is what that's going to be. It's going to encompass... Oh, that's wrong. Whoops. Wrong side. Do a quinky dinkle over there. Get rid of that. Whoops. Get rid of that nonsense quinky dink over there. Oh, what if I filled that area in, though? That'd be neat. This is so dumb. Yeah. Because I haven't tweaked this drawing enough yet. Let's see, how much does that break? Did it not break anything? It didn't break anything. That's impossible. Ooh, Magical Thinking. This is a good song. That looks kind of garbo in there, but I think I'll just fill it full of fillets. Who cares? Okay, electronics cutouts. We should be looking at a much better situation for these. And we are. Fan features. Let's see. All these sketches are going to be referencing things that no longer exist. All bodies. I want to go through all bodies, so. Refresh. Sometimes that'll clear. Yeah, that cleared the bang on these two features because they were already clean. It just hadn't figured that out yet. Should just be make me believe it. Just the magical thinking. Nope, that's the wrong body. Auto select, please. There we go. So this is now expecting to be on a different surface, but I can just fix that with a quick sketch plane. And this one is expecting to also be in a different plane. Do it from that face. Oh, and it's probably expecting some edges that no longer exist. I think those edges, these can actually be converted to collinear constraints, which is a little better than two coincident constraints on the ends of an edge. I don't actually know if it's a faster solve, but certainly if there's any SolidWorks software engineers out there, if you could let me know which constraint is faster, two collinears or whatnot. Looks good though. Snap features. Okay, so we got some stuff that no longer exists. Some snaps that just are meaninglessly in other things. I think it's fine to leave those particular those two snaps are fine as they are, I think. That's good. Snap cutout chamfer. It's missing 8 edges. Hang on. What? Oh. Snap cutout combine. That was the... What? Oh. Oh. What? It cut out my my snap features from the lid instead of the base. So now I can combine add with, I think it's somewhere in here. Yeah. I can combine add with those two, and now I have the correct snap features. Let's go back to complaining. Now it's missing 4 edges, which is fine. I don't care. I can totally do without those extra 4 edges because I no longer have snaps over there. So here's where it's going to get really messy. It's figuring out which my fillets are missing, because there's going to be a lot of them. I want to see the base body. I want to hide the lid body. Let's get a fillet in there. Doesn't want to do those two at the same time. That's fun. And that's why you have 2 fillet features. Base fillet's missing 2 edges. That's totally alright. What? Oh. Oh, those have become lid fillets now. Okay, so we gotta come up here. Remember when you walked me home alone and you let me in? Told me life would be better if we spent it living in sin. I'll wait until the sun. Is it gonna complain? Yeah, it doesn't like being up on the edge there. That's fine. So this is now lid fillet B. These guys are now lid fillet A. Well, no. I think those were filtered before. Yes, okay. Let's fill B. These guys need to be filtered for sure, because they're just gonna break otherwise. I think I filled it on the outside here too. Oh, that fillet comes into the same spot too. That's great. Oh, well, why do I get so many dang messages? Who would be doing such a thing? Oh. Gotta share this with a friend. So this lid fillet. What is this guy doing? Okay, so that would have been outside for whatever reason. What if I did it instead of that edge? I filled it this guy. Make that a little less crumbly. Yeah, I think that looks better. Although I bet if I do... But it won't let me do these two at the same time. Yeah. Oh, copyrighted audio. It finally detected that. Turn it down a little bit. Stream may be temporarily muted. Excellent connection. He wasn't an option, a permanent fixture or vacancy. Oh no, I need to do this lower fillet first to make that clean. And then I can come up here and do this. It'll complain because that fillet no longer exists. But this one, that's what I want that to look like. Kind of. Close enough. Fixture vacancy. Definitely remembering that there's a lot of fillets that I need to get. It's sort of the opening salvo here. I think I did this differently on the other one. I used like a variable fillet, but I don't know why I'm at the end of this album and it's finally picking up. It's finally picking up what I'm playing. I'm gonna go, let's go find some other stuff. Go find some other music. Via Luna's really good. We'll just put them on. Super duper recommended. I just love them to bits. Okay. Lid fillet. Let's get that guy in there. Oh, we're missing an edge up there now. That's right. But that's fine, because what I want to do is put another edge there, which makes that look good. Makes it look like I know what I'm doing. It's like we're chamfering this guy. We're going to chamfer. Chamfer is missing a whole bunch of edges, which is to be expected. Doesn't want to be chamfering on multiple bodies, I'm guessing, so we'll get rid of all these. SolidWorks really throws a fit if you try to chamfer multiple bodies at once. I'm guessing it especially doesn't like that I moved this feature between bodies, which caused it to just throw a fit. No, just get rid of that edge, please. Thank you. Okay. That should regenerate fine. But I do want to look at the base body to make sure I'm not missing anything. Even though I mostly moved features from the base to the lid. Okay. So what are we complaining about now? Let's try to select tangent. Select tangent. Looks good so far. Select tangent. Doesn't seem to be throwing a fit yet. Ooh, I need to capture those interior fillets. Did not do it due to geometry conditions. Aha! This guy right here. Okay. So I need a lid fillet C, I guess. Which is, oh god, so many layers of lid fillets. Let's do 0.4 is probably, yeah, 0.4 looks fine. Lid fillet C. How horrifying. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. So we have a few more fillets to add. Oh, I see what happened. It picked... So this corner in here used to be... Or this corner out here used to be inside because of the way that I flipped the orientation of the thin extrude that formed this whole boss out here. And so it just pitched a fit when I did that. That actually looks better, I think. If I get rid of this guy, put him up here instead. Nope, that looks worse. Undo. Let's keep that down there. By and large, though, I think we're mostly there for all the tweaks that need to be made. And then this mounting lip cutout no longer needs to exist because that was for when there was a hard edge right next to the base. Let's spin around here. There used to be a hard edge that would come right up next to this bolt hole, and I needed that last little clearance bit to cut out some piece of the fillet so that it would fit right. But, let's see, fan clip features, those should actually be pretty easy to fix because they are all... Which one am I hiding? Whoa, clearance. Oh, exterior chamfers. What am I doing? Lid chamfer A. Let's get this guy. I think I want to say don't do tangent prop, but instead select tangency, and that's the sort of thing that lets you do... Oh, come on. Play nice, please. No, wait. Don't clear everything. That's a bad idea. So it just makes it way harder to find later. No tangent prop. Just the fillets that I want. Select tangency. Select tangency. Oh, that's garbage again. Fixed. You just gotta make sure you pick all your edges, otherwise they will throw a fit. Select tangency. That looks nice. I like that. Do this whole face. Yeah, I didn't do these corners in here, which is fine. Select tangency. Oh, I should maybe make that face, gives that face some clearance. Hang on, let's face clearances. Push that one back a little bit. Breaks this. Nope. Oh goodness, I have a whole bunch of extra bodies now. Okay. This is the one I need to fix. So now we can come up here and make this chamfer look nice, I hope. Is it gonna break if it, yeah. It doesn't like coming up any further into that. That's fine. Leaving a little bit of extra meat in there is probably for the best. Ooh, I wanted to fill it, make this sort of match up nicely, so we'll do that quick. And fillets. I can put that on probably base fillet A. Right there. fill it up in this guy. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm still on base fillet B. Whoops. Smart. Oh, that's right. I have to do it with my base fillet B or something. C? Okay, I'm gonna have. This is gonna have to be lid fillet D, and I'm gonna need a lid fillet. Fillet C. Ugh. Or fillet features, just to get all my different fillets right. But everything is now correct. And this looks great. I'm a big fan of that right there. Okay, I think we can move on to fan clip features now. So we'll have this sketch, which has a whole bunch of stuff that no longer exists. I don't know why it suddenly throws a fit. If I delete that one dimension, replace it, and then it's fine. What? Okay, what other... Is that it? Is that really all that's broken? On edge? Co-radial? It's not the best, but I don't think anyone's going to really notice. Well, someone's going to notice, and it's going to be me years down the line. Okay, we need to do a display relations. That's kind of messy. Yeah. I think we've removed enough broken relations. Nope. Co-radial. Just removing dimensions randomly at this point, forcing them to be co-radial. Goes tangent. Tangent. Is it still gonna break? Yep. Okay. It's worth considering. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna chop all this. And we'll do the crosswise fan cutouts. I can view this sketch. I'll just cut a random triangle, just so SolidWorks doesn't complain with me too much. So we will select chain, for entities, change these to like 2 mils. Dun dun dun. Offset 0.2. Reverse, keep the dimensions. I want the base to be construction, but I don't want the new stuff to be construction. Do some quick rectangles. Make it collinear. Then when we look at this, not the crosswise fan sketch, but these will both need to be 40 mils tall. So I think they'll need to be, Yeah, 40 mils. It's a sketch. Or no, don't quite do that because I need to trim these bits out to make sure I have a single closed contour. And then all the stuff down the line is going to break, which is fine. Not much to be done about that. Aha! That's what we can use. So now if we go to this sketch, we just say coincident. I'm actually going to get rid of those length constraints so that I can just tie this to my one of my existing fan control sketches. Oops, not coincident. Try to make an edge that can't be coincident, or if you try to make 2 points be coincident that can't possibly be coincident, you'll have weird problems. I think I said 10.6 on this. That looks wrong. Oh. Because it's done as a diameter, which is wrong. 10.6. Yeah, there we go. People texting me. Nobody's watching though. This is going to be on the wrong sketch, I imagine. Pick the wrong face. Oh, hang on. cut its legs off. Whoops. Do a pierce constraint. These guys are complaining about not having a face to be on. Give them that face. Sketch. What are you complaining about now? This guy's point has changed, and that's all he's on about. So if I'm very lucky, it will tell me where all my fillets are that are now missing. Hang on. What in the Sam heck? Let's go from this side instead. Oh, those pierce constraints won't work anymore. Just the comedy of errors. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So now we should end up with the body that I expect, which is looks good. There are missing references? That never works! That seriously never works. Fan flow clearance. Inlet. So I think we now have all the features that I want back in place, and we can come back and look at top level, see how much shit broke. Probably, I'm expecting, or wait, I don't want to delete that coincident mate. I want to just modify it quickly. And that's actually a terrible way to do that. I should be mating to more guaranteed surfaces like these on the back here. Still one more mate. All right. Oh. So now I could save those bodies out. I should save those bodies out actually and make those all. I just realized what I've done now. Wheee. I'm gonna have to do the same. So what I did before when I did this power supply enclosure was this is a single part with two bodies, which is great if you want to have things that are very tightly coupled to each other, like these parts are. But when you want to modify them and move them around in an assembly, you need to split them out and put them in an assembly, which can get kind of messy. So I'll do a save bodies. I'm gonna hang on, cancel. Don't do anything. Quit trying to save bodies. Shut up. So we're gonna save this guy. Oh, hang on. I'm used to these being pinned. Save as. No, not save as. Save bodies. This song. Gordon doesn't like the name of the song. It's a good song. Okay, so we're gonna open a new components and go to bookshelf, or make a new folder, bookshelf, subparts. We're gonna call this the bookshelf base. And my mouse is having a fit. This is gonna be, hang on, wait, did I save bookshelf base out here? It'd be embarrassing. No, it didn't save yet. Okay. This is going to be the bookshelf lid. Hinged lid. And this guy is going to be the bookshelf fan caddy. The bookshelf subpart folder. Create assembly. Bookshelf subpart assembly. Consume cut bodies. Seems fine. I don't actually remember if that does anything. Oh, I don't want to consume cut bodies because that millimeter gram seconds. Don't override default template settings. Do not consume cut bodies. Okay. that looks pretty good. So we can float all these guys. I don't know why it defaults to a fixed mate. I've never found that to be good practice. I much prefer doing a coincident with the line axes on like my largest part. So we'll get the caddy out of the way for now. Make those two. Then these two are going to end up being an angle limit. Largest angle 180. I think that'll let me flex this in the way that I expect it to. Yes, it does. Awesome. Ooh, I'm gonna chamfer on that. Hang on. Would be in base chamfer A. This guy right here. That's preferable, I think. That looks good. And then I think that just leaves the fan caddy, so we can make those two up. And then I personally like using width mates. Or no, I don't have to use width mates. I'll have to use one width mate, but do I? No. Okay, yeah, I do need to use one width mate because I need to go in between these two faces. I need to have that fit itself in between. But I realized I don't actually need this coincident mate out here because I can go by these holes. Which is marginally better practice depending on who you talk to. So now, I should have a big ol' swinging door. If that were just a hair lower, I could, well, you know what, I can just tell it, give that, ooh, whoops. Give this mate a little more leeway. Let's do like 200 degrees. Yeah, that's probably where that's going to actually tap out, too, which is great. Always more space in the control volume is fantastic. It's going to be a little tricky, I think, getting the wires in from the fans, but I can just... maybe I'll just end up finding a little cutout on the side of the fan caddy, and that's how that'll work. So, hinged lid, make that transparent. Yeah, I really like the look of that. Maybe not the best in terms of maintenance, and in fact, I think if I were going to do this again, I'd probably put the socket on this side. But it doesn't really matter. I'll probably be assembling it independently of... Oh, I could just do a quick cutout here and have the fan wires come in right there. I'm gonna do that. It's good practice. Go into put this in the back end of the fan clip features. I'm going to do just a little cutout right here, so I always have space to get the wires in. That's going to look really cool, I think. Extruded cut, and I want it to be on that face. Come from the back here. So midpoint. Hang on. Select the edge and make that the midpoint. Make these two guys same length, say 10 millimeters long. Then sketch. Direction 1 blind. It's a thin feature. I'll do mid-plane, autofill at corners. I kind of wish you would autofill it in there, but actually there is a better way to do this. If I just do an offset with these cap ends with arcs, bidirectional, 0.5, nice. It's 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters should be enough to get a fan connector through, I think. I'm gonna get rid of these two offsets, and I'm gonna do it like, I'm gonna make it a little wider too. Exit sketch, then quick extruded cut, 5 millimeters deep. Oh, it just cuts through. Wheee. This is what cheap solutions get you. I am going to keep it on that line, but I'll just shrink it down a little bit. Ooh, no, wait. Even sicker idea. More sick as heck. Oh, it doesn't like being that large. I know what you complaining about. Okay. Don't be the midpoint there. Do stay at least 1 millimeter away from this. But take a 30-degree draft inwards. Nice. Nope, that's not gonna fly. Like, oh, this is gonna look so cool. Didn't look cool. Maybe 10 degrees? That's still kind of pushing it, though. If I wanted to get really nasty, I could do an offset into the surface and then do a bidirectional extrude, one direction with draft, and then one direction without draft. That would kind of get me what I'm looking for, but it'd be nasty. And I'm now realizing I would rather have this do kind of this dealy bob. I want that to be 10. I want this to be like 7. Just pin that to that guy and see how well it constrains it. Is that the only thing that really doesn't constrain is this arc here. So I'll say like 1.5. And this is going to be the only part... Oh, hang on. You... Oh, I'm dumb. I have to delete that whole feature now, because I forgot to do it before I did the fillets. Give me my extruded cut, please. Mills. Just like 5, 6, say. And select chain, offset. Don't add dimensions. Do make it 3 mils. Maybe even 7. And 1. I'll keep a little bit of that draft. Just because I think it looks nice. So now, when we come down to the fillet, select tangency, select tangency, select tangency, and now we have a nice little cut-in on the backside that gives us a way to get fan cables into the enclosure. I hope it's big enough. Make it a little longer just in case. Trying to think what else I want to add to this. Oh, need to save. Oh. Save. Over here. Those now have their cutout out of them, which is nice. It's messaging me. Autofocus the phones the printer had. So now I have to see, I think there's a way to replace rename part. Alright, let's do some adventurous Googling here. File, replace. Okay. So file, replace. Bookshelf subpart assembly. And all of the mates break. Rad. Oh god. Okay, mate to that face. Looks good. I wish it was smart enough to see that those are the same face, but nope, that's not right. See, in my perfect world, it would just give me, in order, all of the, let's see, original control board. Oh, looks like I don't know why I made it that inside face. That's kind of weird. I guess my whole pattern is just super off. But in my perfect world, it would just give me one after another, all of the mates that I broke. I wouldn't have to X out and go pick a different one each time. That would be nice. Oh, don't give me that. Thank goodness for the Raspberry Pi and its actually correct model dimensions. What a wonder. Just let me pick through this freaking select other. Okay. Yes, I would like that face from the bookshelf assembly. Thank you. This width mate is thrown a fit. Come on, give me my other face. Thank you. You stupid git. Getting a question from a friend who refuses to use YouTube chat. Somewhere in there. Nice. A bunch of concentric mates with who knows what. Oh, I see. It's the fan mounts. I'm realizing now that the fans that I'm going to buy are going to have socket head capacitor countersinks in them, and that I definitely do not need to go to all of this trouble. But I'm going to leave it anyway because I've already designed it, so it's going to stay. Oh, why did I do that? Ugh. Oh well. I even included it in my model too, so that's really... around an edge, generally a fillet is going to be cleaner, but it's a use case dependent thing. Like, maybe if you have supersonic flow, which is something I have no experience with, you could have a situation where a sharp edge produces better flow when the farther back, but broadly speaking, smoother things are better. Really, the only airflow control I've done in this is go back and look at the bookshelf, and this was really just because it felt like a fun thing to model at the time. Well, I should actually go and show it on the top level. It's easier to see there. Whoops! Clicked check too soon. Bring it up to out there. Switch to top view. And a couple of these are transparent for some reason. But this sort of flow structure I've made here, this is the fan in the middle, and I've got sort of some nice lead-ins. They're just drafts, and they're not filleted super nicely, but it does sort of... It makes it a little easier for the air to get in the enclosure, I think. I don't really have any empirical evidence for that, but it makes me feel nice, so I'm going to include it anyway. Got just a few more mates to fix, I think. It's for these fans in the back here. Yep. A few more concentrics, probably for this upper fan, which means I'll have to... Yeah, can't do that with the top chopped off. And... oh, it's the lower one, actually. Huh. Did I already do the one up top, I guess? I must have. Maybe I could have made some structure where those bolt onto the backside, and there's captive nuts inside there. And in fact, now that I look at it, I may not be able to... No, wait, that's fine. I can still put the nuts in. That's... Briefly was worried that I couldn't, but the whole point of this is to allow me to put nuts on the backside of these fans and then slide the whole thing as one piece. So it'll slide in there with the nuts in those captive sockets, and then bolts can go in from the outside, and it'll just work. I hope. Okay. So let's get rid of this transparency. I still have the freaking tree display. Real component names? No. Tree display. Do not show if only one exists. These are so long. Whatever. Just crunch them down a little bit and call it a day. Okay, one last thing to check. I want to make sure that my... Where's select other? I guess I have to use the measurement tool first. I want to know between this face and... I guess right-clicking, that's kind of annoying. Hides it. But I have to get between the two of them, so I'll just hide this guy instead. Between this face and this face. Come on. Work with me here. There we go. Okay. Normal distance, 14 millimeters. Normal distance, 16 millimeters. Length fasteners have available are M316s, so that will work just fine. I need to go. That's really what I was hoping for. Well, it does seem to be a little bit further out, like 16.6, but 16.6 versus 14.2. So I'll have at least 2 millimeters, or 1.8 millimeters, and I think M3s are 0.5 pitch, so that'll be 3.5-ish threads. That's plenty. It's not like I don't know why I bothered to work that out, because it doesn't really matter. Okay, this guy still says that he's... Nope, okay, we're all resolved now, so... Everything slides and my chains work just as they should. Yeah, alright. More random messages. Save all. So, oh, nuts. I didn't notice. So this part that I'm printing over here, I'll just switch over to the Octopi cam. This part that I'm printing right now is going to go underneath. I can just switch to the full camera. It's going to go underneath right here, and it'll do sort of cable tray functionality stuff. I'm going to have cables running from the two closers in the back here, down through, it's handy actually, these guys, which mount underneath the printer kind of like, oops, got backwards, mount underneath the printer kind of like this, and then they will sit under there and act as acts as just a place for me to wire nicely, and the through holes are so I can zip tie to them. Whether or not that works, TBD. Still have to install them for the first time. Don't like that peeled up, but there's much I can do about it. So maybe is it? Yeah, you can even see it in this shot. There's this edge right here is peeling up a little bit. What can you do? This is a $300 printer and not a $1,000 printer, so certainly in the long term, I think I will eventually get Prusa, but honestly, I'm having quite a bit of fun modifying this one and making it better. And at some point, I'm sure this is going to get actual linear rails on it rather than the crummy PTFE rollers running in T-slot, which is just a terrible, terrible design. Really not suitable for super high precision stuff. And for keeping the bed flat too, it's just not great. Another message. Yeah, I don't think I have really anything else to show. I've made all the modifications I want to make to this, and when I reprint this, it'll work just fine, so. I didn't include a chamfer on the inside of that one, so that's fine. That hinge will come out quite nicely, and I still have my my locking features. If not, I'm probably just going to end up drilling 2 holes in it and zip tying it shut. There is one thing I forgot, actually. I have to make the lid transparent to see where I can put them. But I want to have 2 vertical ribs, basically, in between these edges to keep them a little bit more constrained. Oh, but I don't, well, I have to do it on the other side of this one, actually, which will be interesting. But this one I'll have like a rib on the inside up here, so we'll go do that first before I sign off. And caddy body. No, I want this guy's the bookshelf lid, bookshelf base. I think this was actually called the hinge lid or something. And a bookshelf and caddy. You know, I bet I could even show that flow around a fillet is generally better, but it's been a little while since I've used the SolidWorks simulation toolkit, and I don't think I could demonstrate it well, really. Oh. Okay, let's go back to... This is really going to follow right after the main extrude, so I can just do a quick plane. Well, I should do it after the reference sketch, actually, but just so I have some idea where to place it. Plane, I want to be here, and I want to be... Oh, I don't want to be coincident. Object. Ugh. I can't do a distance offset. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to include that. I'm just going to do like 50 millimeters down. We'll do reverse, flip offset. Maybe 70? 80 even. So I can come up here and do a quick sketch. I'm just going to do this with a rib feature because it's nice and easy. I want it maybe 10 millimeters. Yeah, 10 millimeters inboard. This guy is going to be 5.2 millimeters because I'm not going to go back and fix that face interference. No, yes, I should. I should do that. Make it 15 mils long. Seems alright. Use that for a quick rib. Flip material side. Sick. And then later on in lid features, where we have got this face clearance, just before we do that face clearance, I'm gonna hide the base. I'm gonna do another plane, offset from this guy by 50 mils. Sketch. Give myself a quick slice. I want it to be, say, 10 millimeters off the back plane, which I'm going to be lazy and I'm just going to do it from that one. We'll do the same. Well, this one should be a little shorter actually. 45. Make this just come from that edge there. Make this like 20. That will give me a good sketch for a rib. That doesn't need to be 10 millimeters wide, that can be 5 millimeters wide. Oh, selected body. This body. Inch clearance. Oh, hang on. I think it's throwing a fit because I've got it sliced. Right. No, still 10 mils wide. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Needed transparent some things for a sec here. Oh, just do this up here. That's history. Let's transparent this guy. Select other. That face right there. Whoops. Oh man, I almost broke the heck out of that clearance. Did I? Oh, lid hinge clearance. No, that's the cut over there. Okay. Thank goodness. I was worried. Need to add just one more clearance. Select other. Move those away. And if I come up here to a top view, Control 5. Yep, I got clearance now. Which is great, because that means that'll lock in pretty solidly too, which is nice. Nice added advantage. So let's hide all these planes. Lid reinforcement rib. Call this one the base reinforcement rib. I think I'm gonna have to go in here. Yeah, hang on. Hide that sketch, don't need that at the moment. This is kind of silly, just peeking into the top to get those last couple of features. Go and do the lid fillet as well. On its respective reinforcement. Oh, nuts. Forgot about the fans. Okay, hang on. We could fix this. I think if we change to wireframe view, this would be a lot easier to see. Nope. I want to see wireframe view. Let's try like 10 mils. It's going to be really tight, and it might even break it. Actually, let's do like 20 mils. That looks alright. And we can fill it all the way around that. Put fillet A. Get that edge, this edge, this edge, this edge. Oh, hang on. Why is it trying to fit now? Oh. Must not like, I think I end up doing that edge later anyway, so that's fine. I'm gonna have to pick up on this fillet here, which I guess is fillet B. And add that back. Oh. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, my phone's been on vibrate for a while. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, what you missed was... you can show these in transparency. I added these little ribs in here. Well, we can actually take it off transparency. I added these little ribs to the inside of both components so that... they're a little stiffer, because that was one of the issues I had when I was printing it, was I warped it. And to the one person watching, I would like you to know that if I'm watching YouTube chat, just post it there, and I'll see it. So now I gotta go check level. Oh, this subassembly needs to be made flexible. Once I remember how to do that. Here we go. Make subassembly flexible. It's not quite flexible yet, is it? Just 3 coincident mates on that. Oh, I know what I did. Maybe I know what it did. Yeah, that should be pretty mobile. Just got the concentric mates. Weird. This should now be allowed to flex outward. Hang on, I chamfered those on the wrong side. I had him chamfered on the top before. So we'll just click, click, click. Then right click, select tangency, right click, select tangency. That looks better. I think I want to flip that on this one too. Oh, whoops. Took my right click as a sign of exit, which is usually super handy, but in that case I did actually want a context menu. Oh, wait, hang on. Can I? Oh. Subpart assembly. Is this still flexible? It is. So if we go and look at the top level, the question is, what breaks now that this is... What? It boggles... Oh, I see what I've done. This one is forced to be coincident, which isn't necessarily what I want. I want... I've taken the hinged lid and I've tied it to... If I did that face instead... Whoops. Okay. Eggs out of that. The mate... This mate right here is linking the backside of the hinged lid to the frame and forcing it to stay shut. So if I move that down to that face, that's coplanar, but attached to the base instead. I come up here. And rebuild once. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh man, that looks so much better. Oh, so much better. The documents must be saved. That shouldn't interfere. Realizing I don't have a good way to look at it. But no matter how close that gets, it'll be far enough away that it won't interfere with the washer, so. And if all else fails, when that's done printing, I can always just tape it shut, because it's going to be hinged over here and sort of biting over there. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. Maybe there are situations where having the fan caddy attached the base instead would be better, but I don't care. Whoops. This looks just sick as heck, and I can get, I don't know how wide, what the minimum distance between these two faces is. Let's go like this line right here to this line. Normal distance 15.2 millimeters. Yeah, I could almost get a finger back there. Which, I mean, mostly just an excuse to pinch my own finger off, but very, very pleased with that. Less pleased with the fact that that isn't chamfered. And that is pulling from... Oh man, I gotta go find the freaking... Here we go, okay. This feature right here. You get up there. You make that edge look nice. Yeah, nice edges. Okay, that's really all I wanted to do. And this being now a 2-hour-long stream that nobody will ever watch. Is that... It does have a little bit of interference, it looks like. So that should be good. I think that'll still be a useful thing up there. This one could maybe be longer, but... doesn't really need it. So I'm going to save that assembly, but probably remove all the transparencies first. Bookshelf base. It's just an interim part. And now the winged printer. Those again. I think if I'm really lucky, that'll actually stay up there on its own balance, but there's always the There's always fasteners to keep it in place, of course. Ooh. Ooh, well. Okay. I'm gonna call it. Thank you, anyone who comes and watches the stream later on. Oh, I had a great time streaming it. It's nice to just talk things out as you do them. If you like this and you're watching it later on, go ahead and subscribe. That'd be great. I do these pretty randomly. That's why this one's happening at noon on a Tuesday. But broadly speaking, I hope you learned something, and yeah, have a nice day. Boink.